Okay, in this video, we've got the points database installed. You've upgraded your program version. Make sure you are on a 3.0.11 program version. Anything higher than 26 or 26 or higher is going to work for you for state finals. Make sure that that is reading at least that or higher. And at that point, you're all set to start pre-signs or set up your race so you can do some pre-signs. To do that, go to File and New Event, create a new event, and go ahead. We're going to call this one State Final Weekend. And we're going to go ahead and move ourselves to Pennsylvania for the weekend. And at that point, most of you probably have 2-day races, so it would be a perfect time to set up a 2-day race in here. So go ahead and set the span of Saturday to Sunday. If you've got Friday, make sure you move your date to Friday to Sunday to cover that full window of racing, so that you can set up both races in there and take pre-signs for the whole weekend and register people for both days, since most of you are probably most likely running the double point on Saturday and the state final on Sunday, or a Friday Saturday situation, or so we'll quickly set up the pre-race. This is not the one that is of importance. Some will have state pre-races, some will not. So if you do not, don't worry about it at all. It is it's going to be a state race. I'm sorry. The Saturday race is just going to be a double point district race. And really that can be set up right there. Those of you that aren't familiar with setting up multiple races, that is how you do it. So we've now got the one race in there, and then this is the one that's going to be of importance to you, the state finals. And you can label that by your state if you would like to. And then obviously the most important part here is to make sure that you've got the date correct. If your date is off, people's ages will be off in points, and the chain reaction of problems will begin. So time isn't as important, but always good to put the right time in there so it shows on the moto sheets. But if you're running a Sunday final, make sure you've got it marked for that Sunday. If it's a Saturday final, make sure you mark it for Saturday. As far as the race class, make sure it's state, and make sure you've flagged it as a final. Your fees, you can choose to edit those or use the fees that you need to, but the other important part is down here. Make sure this is double points for state, triple points for district. Those two indicators and this state and the final are going to be your key important factors there when setting up a race for the state final. Once you do that, now you've got both races in there, and you've completely set up your weekend, and you can begin registration. For those that have never seen the registration window with multiple days set up, we'll show you a quick example here. Basically your pre-race and your state finals, so that you can actually register them for both races at the same time when they come see you. That way your lines are minimal. You can make corrections during the weekend. Another thing that you could do during your weekend is continue to print the pre-sign report to try to minimize your corrections. In the race registration menu, you'll see pre-reg report. If you go in there, once it builds, you can print that. That'll also help with your corrections. So you can see there's only one rider registered. He's in there for the pre-race and the finals. If you've ever been to a national, you've noticed a similar version of this. It's the same version for you guys. You can utilize that, and that is setting up the race there for the state finals. So again, make sure that you are using race class as state, the race type as final. You've got double points in the state box and district points as triple. If you do that, everything will be correct as we get into running points reports.